Surely somebody loves dogs. I did have a cat for 20 years. The ginger ninja. But happy to talk about anything. If you've got any questions for me directly, you can ask them. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to stay here all day. It's very interesting observing how Tommy Lee is trained because it's 50-50 training. So 50% with the professional trainers and then 50% at home. So it's been a really interesting process. He's got a schedule like you wouldn't believe. So, and we stick to that, and we've stuck to that for 16 months. So the day we got him was the day we started training. And he was so little. But yeah, we've been training him ever since. But what he can do at 16 months is pretty awesome. So yeah, jump on and ask some questions. I'm not here to read your tarot. I'm here to talk about dogs and kelpies in particular, or even cattle dogs. They're amazing. Good God. Let me know if you want to talk about kelpies. I feel like there's been a surge in kelpies lately, which is amazing. If no one wants to talk to me, then I'm just going to go and continue editing. This will be interesting. No, I'm busy. Have I got anybody yet? Ooh. Stop. Oh. I'm not going to stay on for much longer. Does anybody have a question? Anyone want to talk to me? Ask me something personally? I don't mind. I'm an open book. You want to ask or know something about the training with the kelpie, or even the other kelpie, Nigel, who's 9. He's got 3 different medical conditions. So he wasn't supposed to live past 6 months. So, you know, I mean, we stopped counting after 25 grand. So that's a lot of money. But he's amazing. He's the black and tan one. And Tommy, the service dog, Tommy Lee, is the fawn and tan. He's the bigger dog. He's massive. He's very cute as a pup, though. He's 16 months. So actually, I think he's 17 months. And he's been training since the day we got him. It was immediate. It's been a hell of a ride. The stuff he can do is just incredible. He's opening drawers, opening cupboards, drop, sit, wait, all that sort of stuff. That's easy. But he's just a kelpie for a service dog is actually it's not common, but we're giving it a go because it was recommended to us. And the reason that we've got him is because of our daughter. She needs a assistance dog, so she'll be doing a lot of travel. So he'll be in elevators, he'll be going up and down stairs really slowly. We've had to teach him to board a train. So locally where we live, we call the train station. Well, I don't, my partner does, to see if the train is there and it's empty, and then Tommy can go and practice, which is pretty cool. So I guess that's a sort of treatment you get when you're in a small country town. So, yeah. Anyone got any questions? Anybody ever thought about getting like a companion dog? I was actually thinking about doing it because of my anxiety. I'm sure somebody else out there feels the same at times. But yeah, getting a companion dog is a lot easier than getting a service dog. Tommy is currently on his P's, so he's on his probation jacket. And they get different jackets at different times. And he's learnt that as soon as he puts that jacket on, it's go time. And sometimes he actually hides and puts his ears down. I would love him to be here right now, but he's actually asleep, so I don't want to wake the beast. But you can see photos of Tommy and videos of Tommy on my channel, which I'll be uploading more today. So, yeah, look out for those. So many more of the dogs. So I'll talk a little bit about Nigel actually. So when we got him, we actually had planned a holiday in Queensland. It was just a timing thing. So we had somebody babysit him while we went up to Queensland, and we felt comfortable doing that. And then we got a call at like 2 a.m. in the morning, frantic. Nigel had collapsed, and well, the poor person that was looking after him, he was in tears because we thought we were going to lose him. They couldn't work out what was wrong with him, and after test after test after test, it turns out he has something called Addison's disease. Has anybody heard of that? Let me know in the comments. So that means his adrenal system doesn't work. So in order for that to work, he needs steroids daily. and he's been doing it for 9 years, so he's a bit of a trooper. And then we went on another Queensland holiday. So we worked out the Addison stuff. And then we drove up to Queensland and we got to Byron Bay, and he collapsed again and he started fitting. So he was convulsing and we had to rush him to like an emergency vet. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And turns out he's this poor dog, he got epilepsy. We actually think it might have been from the worming tablet, but we're not 100% sure. So five grand or something later for a test at a Brisbane, a top Brisbane vet. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, he was in there for a week, so we extended our holiday. So he's got Addison's, now he's got epilepsy. Anyway, a few years later, it was probably about 4 years ago, he was in the backyard and I just looked at him and he just didn't look right. And I said to my partner, I said, he looks green, like he's going to vomit. And sure enough, he did. Turns out this poor dog, pancreatitis. So it's nothing to do with the food we've been feeding him, because he gets a top-notch diet. So yeah, so that's Nigel, and he's now 9, and we're so grateful to have him. But if anybody else has got any stories like that, throw them in the comments and tell me your stories about, any sort of incidents with your animals. There's got to be people out there that have gone through similar stuff that we have. So again, Nigel, 3 medical conditions, 9 years old. Then we've got Tommy Lee, yes, named after the Motley Crue drummer. He's 16 months and he is on his P's in service dog training. We actually employ professional trainers. So I'll tell you what his schedule looks like. So during the week, he gets trained 3 times professionally and then once with my partner, who has Thursdays off and stuff. So they will go, like I said before, like if the trainer's there, board the train, he'll walk up and down, he'll sit, he'll stay, he'll be calm, teaching him to do that sort of stuff on the V-line train. And then on Wednesdays, he all day, so from like 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, he has kinder, so he gets to go and play with his friends. And he's a gentleman. He's got lots of lady friends, apparently. So yeah, so then again on Friday, the professional trainers actually come to our house twice a week, and then we go to them, and they're just amazing. So I'd love to tell you their names, but I can't because it's YouTube. But they've done such an incredible job with him, and we're very, very grateful to have them doing this with us. But yeah, I didn't think we'd be so involved with this training stuff, because I tell you what, you've got to be on the ball and you've got to be so consistent. So where do I fit in this equation? I don't. So I'm like the fun one. Because there's two people in the house training him. So his owner, which is my daughter, and then my partner. Having a third trainer would be way too much for Tommy. So I took a back seat and I get to do all the fun stuff. And he gets away with murder with me. But he's an absolutely beautiful dog. He's very, very big for a kelpie. His bloodline, I haven't talked about that actually. So we got him from a breeder, and we actually have the genealogy chart. So we can see way back to where he came from. And he's what's called a blue line. And I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but please chime in if you know what that's about. Just checking to see if there's any comments. No one wants to comment. I've never done this before. But yeah. Has anybody got any questions? Everybody enjoying their Sunday? Or wherever you are? Anyone? I've been on here for a while, so I'm going to go. But if you were here and you were watching, thank you. And yeah, if you want to see more content and videos on kelpies and a bit of storytelling, and I can get a little bit political. I can be a little bit opinionated, but without the arrogance. So humility is very important to me. So I like to be challenged. So yeah, if you want to pop on over to have a look at the channel, there's some humorous stuff there too. Well, I think it's humorous, so it's probably not. But yeah, do or don't. It's up to you guys. And reach out. You know, I put posts up a little bit of the dogs and things I've been doing, and traveling, and a helicopter ride was one of them, I think. And yeah, you can put some comments in there, have a chat with me. I'm always around, so I'd like to get to know my subscribers. I haven't got that many, but I'm not doing too bad for a 15-day-old channel. So, and why am I doing this channel? Because I'm challenging myself, because I'm absolutely terrified of public speaking. So I'm sure if I was like video chatting, I would be an absolute mess. And if I could see you, I'd be a mess. So it's something I've sort of dragged through my childhood and into my adult life. I remember being at primary school and the teacher asking you to read out loud. I don't know if anybody went through that as a kid. But yeah, I did. And I just remember turning absolutely bright red and just wanting the world to swallow me up. So I've had that anxiety all my life. So doing something like this is it's very challenging. I might seem confident in parts, but I'm a ball of anxiety most of the time, as I'm sure you guys out there, you guys would understand that. So yeah, and I'm sorry about the way I talk. I had my teeth done. I had all of them gone, and brand new ones put in, and I'm getting used to talking again. So for 10 years, I basically, every time I smiled, I went like that. But yeah, there's lots more to talk about. So head on over to the channel, and I'll catch you there, legends. Thanks.